very much for this invitation, this introduction. I am the prosecutor of the Darfur case, so I will use the Darfur case to present two different problems. One, the connection between local realities and international relations. But the second point is connected with what you were talking. The problem is we are living in a global economy. You talk about Al Jazeera explaining the problem of communications. You talk about democracies. But we're talking about states, national states. And the world needs global institutions. But of course, big national states are against global institutions. And that's the challenge. And I believe the ICC is one of the first global institutions, and the connection with the Security Council on Darfur is showing the difficulties, as Mark Brown explained, but also the possibilities. So I believe the issue here is legal scholars, political scholars are talking about 17th century institutions. And we're in 21st century. Al Jazeera is 21st century network. And then we have to find global institutions for the 21st centuries. And this is the real issue. Creativity requires that you are not killed. If you're in Darfur, you have to be creative to eat and to be alive. That's it. So we need security. And that is the biggest challenge. So that's my 2 points. Let me start with the first point. What's happening in Darfur? To be short story is the following. For many years, where conflict between Darfur was an independent region annexed in the colonial times and then by the country. So they were fighting for their own independence. In 2002, they started a rebellion. Bashir, to tell the truth, was trying to make an agreement with them. He released even some of the rebels from the jail. And even they said the negotiation broke. And there was an attack against El Fashir airport, in which half of the air force was destroyed. And some of the leaders were the rebels who were in jail before. This happened, and Bashir was committed to end this and he gave public instructions to attack these communities, to take no wounded or no prisoners. He won't just scorch earth. And then what happened was people were attacking their own villages. One of my witnesses say, they attacked my village, they came to my house, they raped my daughter, 8-year-old daughter. But they forced me to watch when they were raping my daughter. And this happened. And then a few months later, the Minister of Interior arrived to the region, Mr. Harun. The Fur, one of the 3 tribes attacked, were meeting with him, saying, we are very glad you came here because we need your protections. Awful things are happening here. Army is attacking us with the militias. And Harun said, protection, you are my enemies. I will destroy you. Imagine you live in New York, you have a problem in your house, some people attack your kids. You call the police, and the police say, yes, we are attacking your kids, we are attacking your family. Yes, we'll do it. What you will do? So lack of institution is the biggest problem in Darfur. To be more clear on this, was another public hearing, public meeting, in which Harun said publicly, because because the rebels are the sons of the Fur and whatever they have became the booty for the Mujahideen. And the next day, Ali Kushib, one of the Janjaweed leaders, attacked the city and loot the city. And when the Fur went to the police looking for protection, they say, we can do nothing. Instruction from the minister. So that is the case. It's a case in which the state, instead to protect the people, attack them in a massive scale. 2003, 2004, 2005, 2.57 million people were removed from their own homes. The water system was destroyed, the houses were destroyed, the cattle were stolen. So who was in charge? Mr. Ahmed Harun, the Minister for the Interior. 2.5 million people are in displaced camps. They receive no food from the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. They receive no protection. One of the persons who escaped from Darfur say, she listened one of the soldiers saying, don't waste your bullet. These people will die in the desert because they have no water, no food, they will die. The Sudanese government is providing no food for them, providing no assistance for them. Even, as you know, Sudanese economy is booming, 2 digits growing each year. because the oil is a huge revenue for them. No protection for them. Because the humanitarian assistance went there, international community forced them to receive humanitarian assistance. So these people are surviving. So the need to keep humanitarian assistance is crucial. And interestingly, why, you know, who is the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs? Who is the one who is not providing assistance? Who is the one who is basically using humanitarian assistance to hindering the international humanitarian assistance? It's Minister Ahmed Haroun. So the same person who was the Minister for the Interior is now the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs. And it was my first case, proving the international community, and that was one of the added value of my office. We transformed stories about the Hilal and other very famous Janjaweed militia leaders in a clear record that was an absolute operation conducted by the state, coordinated by the Minister for the Interior, now Minister for Humanitarian Affairs. And this was the first case. And the first case was we indicted Mr. Haroun and one of the militia Janjaweed leaders. And I think one of the biggest problems was in those days, no one was paying attention to the case. International community ignored this arrest warrant, and they tried to make a deal with the Sudanese authorities, ignoring Haroun. Because of course it's easy. It's difficult to talk about Haroun in Khartoum. Some ministers told me, oh, I went to Khartoum. I was furious when I talked to them about Haroun. Basically, I'm a prosecutor, so I just had to do my job, so I keep looking for evidence. And in December 2007, I informed to the Security Council that Haroun, now as a Minister for Humanitarian Affairs, was still attacking these people in the camps. And there are 2.5 million people now under attack. The attacks are different. Normally, they are not killed directly. Basically, there are two weapons, rapes for women and hunger. So the hindering of humanitarian assistance is creating awful conditions in the camps. And I informed in December 2007 that I was going to Haroun was again in charge of the attacks. But of course, the ministry was not alone. Someone was instructing him, someone was protecting him. And I informed in December 2007 I will investigate those who were instructing Haroun. Of course, if you're a minister, few persons could instruct you. And that's my last case. I request an arrest warrant against President Bashir, because of course he's the one who's controlling these attacks. He's the one who is doing this, committing these crimes. And that for me, now the Petroleum Chamber had to make a decision. Probably will take 2 or 3 months. And look, this is the case. And you understand why we need international community protecting them, because no one else will protect. The national state is attacking them. And that's the real challenge for international community. It's genocide, committed in a subtle way. They are not using gas chambers. They are not using machetes. They are using fear, hunger, and rape. These are the weapons of the crimes.